Good morning, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for joining us for this One Act Play Championship information session. My name is John Skees. I'm the Director of Media at TAPS. I am joined today by Brian Bunselmeyer, TAPS Executive Director, and Rhonda Smith, our Director of Fine Arts. Will Dixon from the TAPS office staff is helping us out behind the keyboard today. This webinar is going to be presented on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/TAPSBiz, where you can see all of our webinars and meetings that we have for this competition year. There's also a drop-down menu under the Resources tab on the TAPS website where you can find all of those, so this recording can be easily shared with anybody on your campus who needs this information. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Brian to get us started.
Thank you, John, for bringing us back into One Act Play 2022. We're going to be returning to Kerrville, Texas, and the Callow Theater. We thank those folks and the cast at Playhouse 2000 for taking care of all of our championship needs. In doing so, we also have to work with our partner, the Callow Theater. We will be returning to the 4-4 format, 4 plays on each day. Rhonda, why don't you run down who's going to be there on Division 1, 2, and 3 and kind of what the setup looks like?
Congratulations to all of the 24 finalists that are making it to state this year. As Brian said, we will go back to the 2-day format where we take 4 schools and perform those same 4 schools that afternoon, and then the second day is the last 4 schools. And the schedule you will find on the website on the One Act Play page on the championship information button. To those advancing in Division 1 that will be performing Monday the 14th, Liberty Christian School from Argyle, Coram Deo Academy from Flower Mound, St. Anthony Catholic High School of San Antonio, and Second Baptist School of Houston. Tuesday, we'll have Nolan Catholic High School of Fort Worth, Grace Community School out of Tyler, Antonian College Preparatory High School of San Antonio, and Lutheran South Academy in Houston. Moving to our Division 2, moving on to perform on November the 9th, that Wednesday, the Christian School at Castle Hills of San Antonio, Prince of Peace Christian School in Carrollton, Trinity Christian School of Lubbock, Cypress Christian School in Houston. Thursday's performances will be by Live Oak Classical School of Waco, Dallas Christian School in Mesquite, Lutheran High School of San Antonio, and Alpha Omega of Huntsville. And now for Division 3, on Friday the 11th, we have Prestonwood Christian Academy North out of Prosper, St. Paul Catholic School of Shiner, Calvary Episcopal Preparatory of Richmond, and All Saints Episcopal School of Lubbock. Then on Saturday the 12th, we have Christian Heritage Classical School of Longview, Allen Academy of Bryan, Kingdom Preparatory Academy of Lubbock, and Macedonian Christian Academy of Alamo. Brian, why don't you tell us about the emails that are coming and where they're going to go?
It's going to be a great 24-school lineup. Can't wait to see everybody in Kerrville. Shortly, we'll have an email coming out later today, not only with the link to this webinar, but also instructions for your rosters and your picture uploads. We need to get all of that done. Reminder to go to www.taps.biz, click on Fine Arts, click on the One Act Play page. All information on One Act Play about the championships will continue to be updated there. The other thing is anything that comes from our host right now. Flu season is upon us. Hopefully nothing comes up that will change. We're looking forward for a great opportunity, but they may have to change a few protocols prior to us getting there. Again, congratulations to our 24 qualifiers, and we look forward to seeing you in Kerrville.
Moving along with hotel information, I know this is close to the time, but we did have 3 hotels reach out to us with information that they would host and give us a TAPS rate. The Best Western had a 109 rate. The Holiday Inn also had a good rate, and the YO Ranch had about 105, 109 per night. So if you haven't made your reservations, those 3 have blocks. Just tell them you're with TAPS, and they'll give you a good rate. When you do tickets, if you are a student or a staff on the program, you do not have to have a ticket to get in, but anybody else attending this competition, they will have to purchase a ticket in advance. They will be sold through our hometown ticketing, and those will be in your fan letter and then the email that's coming out later. When they come in, we will also have schools seating in sections. Those that are performing, your sections will be down front. If you're not performing, you'll be up top. And then the next day we will switch so that all of those that are performing, their spectators will have some of the best seats in the house to watch them as they perform.
Again, we're going back to the Callow Theater. They've been our host for several years now in beautiful Kerrville, Texas. What an amazing staff they've put together there. They are excellent at hosting, excellent at making this educational theater, especially for our tech crews. We want to remind you, too, that media, we'll have TAPS TV Network for those who have bought the rights for them to be live streamed. We have Twitter, TAPS One Act Play, TAPS OAP, Facebook, TAPS Biz, and our OAP page again, www.taps.biz. Click on Fine Arts and click on One Act Play. We appreciate the opportunity to bring this and to broadcast. We appreciate the opportunity as well to showcase our student actors as they continue to go forward in our One Act Play championship competition.
Some of you are new to this and some of you are old hat at this, but we have our schedule as we go through for the day. You'll notice there are two numbers when it says load time school and it says 1/5. The first day, if you are school 1, that's you. The second day, you'll be school 5. We'll start and go with that. First thing you will load in, you'll have 15 minutes to load in. And you're going to load in from Washington Avenue, which is a lot behind the theater. If there's already another bus there, don't pull your trailer in, leave it out there on the road until they can get out there and do that. After they unload, then your driver's going to pull around the building to the main parking lot. There's 15 minutes built into the schedule, but your tech time will start as scheduled. So if you need longer to unload, it's going to be part of your tech schedule. But you'll tech, then tech school 2 will do the same thing. They'll load in, they'll tech school 3, and you can read that. And then at lunch, about 12:30, we'll have a break. About 1 o'clock, we'll have a directors and judges meeting, which will be upstairs. There's a room up to the top. You'll know where it is. We'll direct you there. But then starting at 2 o'clock, whoever was the first one to tech, you'll be the first one to perform at 2 o'clock. And as we'll roll through those performances, performance 1, 2, 3, 4 schools, then we'll load out while the judges are deliberating. The nice thing about this is once you tech, you can leave all of your stuff in your 10 by 10 box, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but you'll be able to leave that up there so you don't have to keep moving it on and off. And then the second day, we will actually have the awards ceremony for your district. I kind of covered the load in, but you're going to come from Washington Avenue into the lot. You have 15 minutes, and that's where you're going to go. The next one is a map. You have the yellow arrow is where you actually are going to park your buses. You'll come in, unload, and then you'll leave, and you'll go around to where the magenta arrow is, which that's where the spectator parking is. The green arrow is where the spectators will enter at the front door. Brian?
Basically, after you unload where the bus entrance is, that's basically where you're unloading. You're then going to take your bus around to the other side. We ask that you be parked to the right-hand side of that front entrance and main parking. Park your buses away from the main entrance if possible, especially if you're coming in one of the larger 53-passenger buses. We need more space out there, and I know everybody will appreciate being able to get a little closer to the door rather than parking on the back street. Again, Callow Theater is a great place. Parking is better than it used to be, and we're so glad to be back in Kerrville.
Yes, we are. They are an incredible host, and we love going there. If you are new to this and you need tech packets and theater specifications, you can find those on the One Act Play page. Go to our website, www.taps.biz. Go to Fine Arts, go to One Act Play. You will find a button that says Callow Theater information. Once you go there, click on the specs, you'll have everything. This will show you how their soundboards, their light boards, and everything, how they are set up. So you can print all that out so you can look at it beforehand. Because when you're going through your tech time, first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to check in with the contest manager, and you should have the first page of your rehearsal checklist filled out and completed when you get there. He's going to look at it. We've always found that if you have a small binder just to keep all your paperwork together, it makes it a lot easier, and you're not shuffling through folders and trying to find it. You have 1 hour of tech time, and you have to strike to your box before the hour is complete. So in doing that, know that spike tape will be provided at the beginning. When you're going through, you'll get to pick your color as you're meeting with the contest director. And sound, light, backstage crew, that's all provided. They are provided by the Callow. They will train your kids on the light board and the equipment as you go through your tech time. There is full disclosure of all your props. Lighting goes on during that time. They'll ask you if you have weapons. They'll ask you liquids. They'll ask you through the whole thing. You also have to run your opening and closing scene during this time so they know that they have the lighting correct. Brian?
Just a quick Just a quick shout out to Roger Bemis. He used to be on the TAPS board, ex-principal at Monsignor Beaumont Kelly. Roger's back again this year. Excellent directed fine arts for us as a member of the executive board. He'll be our contest manager, will be on site all day with Rhonda. Any questions that you have when you get there, tech time or whatever, our staff is there to help. We really do appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Sometimes we can't answer a question if we don't know it's a question. So anything that comes up, please make sure you feel comfortable. Rhonda and Roger are there to help you to walk through and work through your issues. Rhonda, let's go back about performance rights, because we'll talk about not only performance rights to perform there on site, but also any opportunity to live stream back to your fans at home.
Yes, sir. When we do this, these are things that you should have had to perform at your district meets. So if you have them, bring them here too. But you have to have a license to perform your show, and it has to have the dates that allow you to, whatever the 2 days are of your contest, you must have that. You have to bring proof of payment for the license fee. And also, we will be streaming the shows on the TAPS TV network. However, you have to secure a license to stream from the publisher. If you don't have those licenses, that's fine. It's not required. We would love to be able to stream and show your folks back home that weren't able to come to the competition, show them your kids and their hard work. However, it is not required, but to make it where it will stream, you have to have that license. Brian, did you have anything to add on that? All right, we'll move right along. Props, lights, and unit sets. Everything has to be disclosed at tech. Any props, anything that you have has to be shown at tech. All additional lighting has to be shown at that time, and that includes any prop, flashlights, lanterns, lamps, any additional lighting sources, projectors, anything that you're going to be using has to be shown at that time. Each school has a 10 by 10 box that's provided for your show, and everything that you're using has to fit in that 10 by 10 box. That doesn't mean some of it's sticking out of the box. That means everything is inside the 10 by 10, even going up to the top. We had some things really, really tall last year. Looked a little dangerous, so we need to be careful of that. But you have your 10 by 10 box. You will not bring your own set pieces. We provide those for you, but they all have specific spaces. When you get through using them for your tech time, the people behind the scenes at the Callow will help you get those back where they belong. But just make sure we take care of the stuff that is given to us, the pieces that we don't want to break those. We don't want to take advantage of that. But once you are done teching, you will have someone from the Callow meet you, and they will take you to your ready room. That ready room will be yours for the rest of the day until after you've performed. You will have that spot. That's your dressing room. You will have dressing rooms available during the show, but they have to be cleared right after the show because you're not the only ones coming. But your ready room is where you can eat. That is the only place you can eat, there or off campus. You may not bring any food, including water, into the theater, so please make sure, even I'm going to try and have trash bags just so you can put your trash in there. We want to keep this place. My mother always told me to leave a place looking better than it did when I showed up, so I really like to keep that theme going in things that I'm in charge of.
Rhonda, again, Callow Theater is a gem. It's a great place to be. I know that over the years, it's hard to tell a lot of folks, hey, don't bring water, don't do this in, but we do need your help. Eating in the lobby, I mean, unless it was horrible weather, I don't think they're going to back off that deal. They've put on so many performances there. We don't need to be scratching the marble tile. We don't need to be staining the walls. Those things have happened, which is why they have this rule, not necessarily because of us, but other folks that have been there. So, again, help us to police, help us make your ready room your opportunity. Feel free to sit outside on the steps or whatever, but let's make sure we, like Rhonda said, take care of it, leave it better than you found it. Rhonda, tell us about the directors meeting with the judges and the contest director.
Yes, at 1 o'clock, right after lunch, one director per school needs to meet with the judges and the directors. Upstairs, there's a nice little room up there where we can meet, and that's where we're going to give any concerns to the judges. We will prepare and let them know if there's any alternates that you've had to put into the show. That way, when they're doing All-Star Cast, All-Star Crew, they will know that there were some changes made, and they won't award something to Johnny when Johnny wasn't even on the stage. But this is just helps them as they go through, and any concerns that you have, that this is where you want to disclose that to them. So make sure, if you have If you have a young man or a young lady who maybe walks with a limp, this is where you need to tell them that, because if a judge says that's out of character, well, you will have already said, no, they walk with a limp. That's not something they're trying to do. So this is where you will tell them everything you need to of any concern you think the judge would have.
Rhonda, the best part about it is our judges are used to high school competitions. They're used to working with directors just like y'all. We're excited to have our panels. We're also thankful to Jim Rambo for assigning it. He'll definitely do the pre-judge orientation before they get there. They're going to be ready to serve you and your students and do the very best job they can, just like your students are going to do the very best job they can. We're going to talk real quick about the performance outline. You're going to have your setup, your performance. There'll be a quick photo shoot at the end. Then we'll strike the set. You'll receive your clinic, then you'll return to your dressing room to clear it for the next one, and then return to the reading room or theater seating. So again, you don't have to hustle in and out. You may miss the play before, the play after as it goes, but set up, perform, get a photo, strike the set, clinic, clear the dressing room, pretty much the anticipated opportunity. Setup is going to be 7 minutes. Remember, only cast and crew, no alternates can be on stage at that time. Directors may help set up as needed. Crew may be going back and forth to the tech booth as soon as the setup time starts. The performance, no changes here, 40-minute max, only the cast and crew, no alternates performing. The Callow Tech crew, again, these folks are great. Nick and his crew do a great job, so please have your Tech crew, if they've got any questions throughout the tech the date, the setup, and whatever, if they've got any questions, let them know. But once they bring the house lights down, they're going to tell them when its control is theirs. Performance time starts, first light or sound. Make sure you've got that correct during your teching so that the contest manager knows what's going on. Performance ends with the last light or sound. So again, hardest thing to say, hardest thing to do. If you're getting close on time, somebody's got to be quick on the soundboard or quick on the lights. If you don't want to go over. So going a little short and not finishing is better than going 5 seconds over and not being graded. So again, Rhonda, let's talk quick about the photo, the strike, the clinic, all those things we talked about on the performance schedule.
The fun part about this is right after they finish their performance, we ask them just to come and gather in the middle of the stage just to take a cast photo. It's a lot of fun. They gather, they're still in their costumes and they're still hyped up from their performance. So we just have them come up. Even if you need to practice how you want them to sit, use the stage to your best of your ability and make it a really cool photo for your group. Just have them practice it so then they know right where to go, take a picture, and then they're off. You have a 7-minute strike, and you have to strike to your box unless you're leaving right after the show. And we do have a couple of schools that have said they need to leave right after they perform. And if so, then they're going to strike to the right, to the door. They'll go to the left of the stage. They will strike to there. The unit set has to be back in its designated spot. The curtains have to be back in ready position. And the crew that's back at the light booth and the tech booth, they have to be back on stage to stop the strike. So just keep that in mind. And I know I put this in here again, but if you're leaving right after this show, you have to strike to the side, because after the critique, the door will open for you to load out. And coming to that is when we have a clinic. We will have one judge per school that will clinic your kids. They will talk to you, and this is a lot of fun to listen to. It's very educational for your kids, for anyone who's just listening. They are encouraging. They get the thoughts of the judge. They get the random, it is a random selection, so you'll know that it'll be a random selection. But they give encouraging thoughts to them. They give you critiques, good things, and maybe even some points of where you could improve. So after the clinic, you're going to clean out your dressing room as quickly as possible. And then after the shows are complete, the last show that is on stage will be the first one to load out, since they're already on the stage. And then the one closest to the closest box to the door, they'll go next, and we'll continue until all the schools have gone out. Now, excuse me. Like I said, some will not be able to stay to watch the other shows, so you need to let me know ahead of time and let us know so we'll know to get you out of there as quickly as possible. Then comes the fun part, is the awards presentation, but that's on the second day. The first day, we will just conclude with the 4 presentations and performances. The second day, we will go on and we will give the top 4 schools will receive a plaque. Then we will have cast and crew awards. We have a best actress and a best actor award. We also have an all-star cast, an all-star crew, and an honorable mention cast that will all be given awards. In the audience, I'm just going to say they have to sit in the designated spots. And like I said, if your schools are performing, then your your group and your audience and your crowd, your family, friends, everybody's going to be in your spot. But the doors open to the lobby at 12:50, and you can't just come and hang out in the lobby. It really does kind of echo in there, so they kind of try and keep it quiet. But you can come, get your ticket, get them on into the theater. Team IP, who is our sponsor and does all of our cool T-shirts and hoodies and whatever you want. They have all kinds of stuff. So you could do that. They will be on sale in the lobby during the afternoons for both days. So your school may want to stop by and just get some whatever you call it, competition wear. Then your school can go watch other performances. It's up to you, but if a performance has already started, please do not go in. And then make sure if you are going in right after your performance, don't go in with your heavy makeup. If you have a lot of makeup on, go take some of it off. If you have a little on, that's fine, but we don't want the makeup all over the chairs and everything in that beautiful theater. They are trying to keep it as nice as possible. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at www.taps.biz, or that's our website, or info@taps.biz, or call us at 254-947-9268. Brian?
Rhonda, one of the few things that I think that we struggle with, and I think it struggles from TAPS and the school perspective, is everybody has a cell phone. Everybody's going to want to have their cell phone in their hand when they're sitting in the audience, and I think we're used to, even when they go to concerts and they say don't cell phone and record it, people are out with their cell phones recordings. That's not an opportunity here. These are rights preserved. The rights have been bought for a performance, not for it to be videotaped, not for it to be captured in any way. Anyone caught with a cell phone out or any kind of recording device will be asked to leave. That actually could escalate a little bit depending on how that's going and why they're doing that. So again, tell any audience members, we'll tell them, and when we get up there, Roger Beamos will stand up there as our contest director, say, silence all your cell phones. It's not a time to be texting. It's not a time to do anything to distract. But, again, it's also not a time to try to sneak that recording because, believe it or not, the tech guys on stage have a pretty good eye of who's doing what. So just remind your kids, your families, everybody, do not record while they're up there. Rhonda, I don't know if that's been a problem in the past. It was a problem a couple of years ago that I don't want to see repeated.
Yeah, I think last year they did pretty good. I don't think we had any of those issues. I don't recall any of that, so kudos to last year.
Right.
So let's continue that.
So if we're going to live stream, make sure you get the rights. Make sure we know who is and who is not live streaming. We'll contact you. Look for an email, how to fill out your rosters, how to get your pictures in. We want to get all that good information. Also on that, you'll have a little synopsis that you'll write about what your play is about, the why you chose that play, how your kids have come together, whatever. It's an opportunity to brag on your kids. That'll all be in the playbill. Again, contact us, info@taps.biz. 254-947-9268. All the information you'll need. www.taps.biz. Click on Fine Arts. Click on One Act Play. The blog on the right hand will include all the emails going out. John, we appreciate you going down there this year. We'll have photos for all 6 days. And again, tell us a little bit more about the media presence and the social media, and take us on out of here.
Okay, for the first time this year, we are able to have a photographer. It's going to be me this time, there for all performance days. In the past, we've only been able to cover one district at a time, and we've tried to rotate that. But this year, we've got all of them. We're going to be providing photographs of the performances, still photographs of the performances, and you can see those, what those are going to look like at taps.biz/photos. We've got a couple of albums from previous year's competitions there. Those are going to be available to you, and those are free to download. You can order prints if you like. Your yearbooks can use them. Your school offices can use them. That's all available to you as members of TAPS. I'm also going to be doing interviews for a possible podcast episode for our main production of TAPS Talk. That might come out during the week of performance. So look for the guy with the microphone and be nice to him if he asks you questions. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Rhonda. And thank you, Will. This will be available on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/tapsbiz, so that you can share it with anybody on your campus who needs this information. Thank you, folks, and we will see you next week.